Hello, I'm Mallory Reese, and I'm going to share with you how human design has fundamentally changed my yoga practice and, quite frankly, my life. I started my yoga journey over 20 years ago. I did my first yoga class ever actually on a video by Gaiam with Rodney Yee, and I just fell in love. I loved the way it made my physical body feel. I just loved the way how it did calm down my mind. I've never really had a lot of overly mental issues, but I just really loved the way it made my body feel. I loved the flexibility. I loved the strength. And then as I progressed in my yoga journey, I started to learn more about yoga philosophy, the history of yoga. So in the human design context, I am a 5-1 generator, sacral generator. So when I get into something, I get into it deep. That one line underneath the investigator, man, do I investigate. I know a lot of things about the things that I'm very interested in. So that's what I do. I learn all the things and I dive in deep. So I did that with yoga. I dove in. I learned all the things. I learned how the body worked, the philosophy, all that good stuff. And it is a practice that I have carried with me for the last 20 years. I still get on my mat every day and I move my body. Because for me, as my teacher always says, yoga is a physical practice with a spiritual intention. Now, fast forward, I don't know, about 16 years, I had a few issues with yoga over the years. One of them being gurus. I was not a fan of gurus. Again, fifth line, heretic here. I don't particularly like people telling me what to do. I do like researching and learning and then taking what I need and leaving what I don't. But in especially some circles of the yoga world, that is a no-no. I didn't like that. I didn't spend a lot of time in those circles overall, but I definitely did not like that. So that was not my jam. I do feel like at one point in time when I did my first teacher training, kind of fell into a yoga studio that definitely got a little cultish. But after a couple years, I left because I was like, wow, no thank you, not for me. And I continued my yoga journey independently, and my yoga journey has been fairly independent since then. I did go through another teacher training during 2020, but it was all online because everything was online, and I actually really liked learning that way. I have learned now through my human design filter that not having auric contact with people is important to me. So I, like I said, am a sacral generator. I only have my sacral center and my G center defined. 2 centers out of 9. So I'm pretty open. I am not a reflector. I don't consider myself a reflector, but I definitely feel the energies of other people around me. I don't also fall into that empath victimality that really is rampant. I don't like that. I can feel other people, but I also am very good at not getting sucked into their energy. I'm very good at walking away, which has served me well, but also can be not so good too. But anyhow, that's a different conversation. So in 2020, I was also taking another course, and human design was introduced to me, and I just fell in love. It fascinated me. It explained so much. I love how it pulled from so many different ancient modalities. So if you don't know, human design was founded by a man named Ra Uru in 1987. He got this massive download. Again, that's a whole nother video. If you're interested in that, leave me a comment and I can go into a little more of the history. But anyhow, human design pulls in the Hindu chakra system, immediately hooked because I loved the chakras. It pulled in the Kabbalah tree of life, which I knew a little bit about, astrology. I got my degree in astrophysics. I love the stars and everything, but I feel like I was definitely conditioned away from believing into all the energies and the astrology. So I've been getting more into that. And then the Chinese I Ching, which is a very spiritual system. So, and then it pulls in modern sciences, quantum physics, again, got my degree in astrophysics, so I loved that. Epigenetics, I am a huge, huge proponent of natural health and taking care of your genes and being really mindful of the products that you use and your environment. That's why I'm a brand partner with Young Living. It's an amazing company to partner with, and their standards are top notch, bar none. No one can meet them. Again, a whole nother video. If you would like to learn more about that, you can leave me a comment about that. Anyhow, so I found human design and I fell in love. It made so much sense. I have now been in my human design experiment for 4 years, and the shifts that I have witnessed over those 4 years are profound. And one thing with yoga, like I said, one of the issues I always took was gurus. Like, you do this this way, you follow my teaching, and that's it. And you don't question. And as the heretic I am, that does not work for me. So I went on, and I loved that in human design, it was you are your own authority. You can listen to outer authority, you can take in outer authority, you can process and figure out what part of that outer authority works for you and what you want to let go of. And I was like, yes, you are your own authority. The second thing that I really liked was human design taught we are not our minds, which in yogic philosophy so much, and in, like Buddhism, no mind, like drop out of your mind, don't listen to the mind. And I was like, yes, that's great, that makes sense. But there were never explicit tools for how to do that. They had like their practices and you could do this, that, and the other thing. But when you're walking around in everyday life and bombarded by everyone's energies and the whole mental space, and especially with how fast-paced our world is now, I could never fully grasp it. I was very much caught up in the mind until human design came along. And human design teaches you are not your mind. Your mind is just there. The mind is an amazing thing. I would not be able to record this video on my phone and post it onto YouTube, and you can watch it anywhere in the world that you can get YouTube at. This is the beauty. Indoor plumbing. I'm a huge fan of indoor plumbing. I love that. I love hot water. I love all the accessibilities. I genuinely enjoy my phone and all the things that it gives me at the hands of my fingertips. I can run a business from it. It's miraculous. So the mind is a beautiful thing, but it's a tool. It's not meant to run your life. And human design taught me how to not let it run my life by following strategy and authority, which that takes time because most of us have been so conditioned not to listen to ourselves. As I said, I'm a sacral generator. My authority lies in my sacral center. So it's what I am designed to respond. Learning how to wait to respond to things is a huge challenge in and of itself. To me, that's a spiritual journey. Over time, I have learned that waiting to respond is my biggest benefit because life has been able to unfold and manifest in these most beautiful ways for me. But it has taken a few years. It was not instantaneous. It's a practice. It's still a practice. Human design taught me not to listen to all of this. This chatters, it talks. We have our head center and our ajna center, and they just talk. They talk. And it's okay. I'm no longer trying to control the chatter. I am just not listening to the chatter. And that has evolved my yoga practice, because in yoga, that is taught, in the Yoga Sutra, 1.2 is yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is the stilling of the mind. And these yoga practices help with that. But human design is what really helped me with that. It's what really helped me to stop listening to my mind and drop down into the body and listen to the body, listen to my body's responses to different things. Take the pressure off. I have an open root center and an open head center. I am in this pressure sandwich because undefined centers and open centers amplify and distort the energy of that center. So I had to take the pressure off. And working with my design, understanding how the different centers are designed to operate and how, if they're healthy or unhealthy, indications for that, it's huge. Like, that changed my life. I will leave down in the comments, I have a PDF, a free PDF called Aligned Energy Centers, or the Beginner's Guide to Aligned Energy Centers. I'll leave that link down there. You can grab it. And it really, learning the energy centers really changed my life. It was, it's the chakras, that the energy centers are derived from the chakras. And so that learning how to do that and learning how to connect deeper with my body through my yoga practice, it enhanced my physical practice, because it's not just about, oh, how flexible can I get, but how does my body feel as I'm building flexibility? Where do I feel it in the different areas of my body? How do I need to adjust it? A lot of yoga teachers, especially, I feel like this is changing. I definitely feel like this is changing, but people get overly connected and to alignment and alignment cues, but each body is unique and different. My incarnation cross, my purpose here is to let everyone be a unique individual and to recognize that. And I really do. Ever since I was a kid, I've always recognized we are different. When me and my mom used to fight when I was a teenager, I love my mother dearly, but we're very different people. And I used to tell her as a teenager, Mom, we're different people. Like, I'm gonna do things differently than you, and you're just gonna have to accept that. But anyhow, so human design taught me how my decision making is not up here in the mind. My decision making is down in my sacral center, and it's what I feel physically pulled to or repelled from. It is waiting to respond, allowing life to come to me rather than me continuously chasing life, because I can't tell you how exhausted I was, pushing, and it was the biggest practice in surrender to not run after things and to start to sit and relax and allow things to come to me. Not listen to the mind. The mind will have a thought and I'm like, oh, that would be great, but I'm still gonna sit and wait. If that's supposed to manifest, it will manifest. So I guess fundamentally the purpose of this video is to encourage you to follow your design, to filter through. There's a lot of information about human design now, a lot of different lenses people look at from. Some of them are more contemporary, some of them pull in more of the traditional teachings from Ra Uru Hu. So again, down below this video, I'm gonna leave you 2 links. The first one of them is Jovian Archive. If you have not run your human design chart, it's very easy. All you need is your birth time, place, and date. They run all the ephemeris from just like astrology. And from there, I recommend going to Jovian Archive. If you're someone that really likes to hear from the source, Jovian Archive has a bunch of videos from Ra Uru Hu. That was his company that he founded. His teachings can be a little crass. I'll say that. He's a little darker. He's not like your high vibe kind of guy, but he'll shoot it to you straight, and I always appreciate that. And then you can kind of filter his teachings through your own filter. I always encourage people to filter things from their own filter. The second one, which is a little more contemporary, a little more modern, is My Human Design. And her name is Zoe. I really like her. She filters it through a more spiritual context. And so I will leave that link. You can run your chart at either one. I like both of them a lot. But if you really want to hear from the source, because a lot of people start interpreting things and those interpretations don't always carry the real teachings and downloads that Ra received. But so all that being said, following my design has been a spiritual journey in and of itself, and it has made me trust. Another part of the Yoga Sutras, part of the 8 limbs of yoga, and specifically the niyamas, is Isvara Pranayahana. And that means basically surrender to the feet of God, whatever that God may be for you. And it's learning to surrender. And I never knew how to surrender before. You know, I was doing all these different spiritual practices, but still not surrendering. And human design is the system that taught me how to surrender. And now life is a little more fluidly flowing to me. And I have a little more energy. And I'm able to discern what is worthy of my energy and what is not. Open heart center here. Huge lesson for open heart centers. If you have any questions, please leave them down into the comments. In my channel, you can subscribe. And if you scroll back quite a few videos, I've been posting more yoga practice videos lately, but if you scroll back, you'll see I have a ton of videos on the basics of the human design system, covering the different energy types, strategies, authorities, not self themes, and signatures, which will kind of get you started on your human design journey. And from there, if you want to learn anything, again, leave it in the comments. I'm here to respond. I know a lot about human design, but I didn't want to be just another talking head sharing and just trying to sell you on stuff, because I feel like that's a huge thing too. So anyhow, if you want to continue to support my work, the one thing I will sell you on is to join my Patreon. I just have a $5 a month tier. It's purely just to help feed my family, pay my bills, do all those things so I can keep making videos, because I genuinely enjoy making videos. All right, I love you all so much. Bye for now.